You could argue Michael Jordan versus LeBron all day and be blue in the face, but all it comes down to is, did LeBron beat the Monstars? I didn't think so. Greetings everyone, allow myself to introduce myself. My name's Jay Hall and welcome to the Bears Den number 11. Lots of game news this week, most notably a lot of games, past and future, are going to be switching to this sort of live model or subscription kind of deal going on. Well, I'm not a huge fan of it. I like being able to play my favorite games for an extended period of time. Well, at the same time, I feel like this has stifled creativity within the industry, most notably from big publishers. Indies, you're still chilling. Big publishers want a safe bet, so they're more averse to risk. You know, like Star Wars Battlefront 2, they took all the risks in all the wrong places, not with actual gameplay, with the monetary system design behind it. Don't take those risks. It will screw you over in the end. Netflix did not get where it's at today by screwing people over and not giving them value for their money. First off, they made content that people loved and wanted to watch, and only now are they raising prices, and that's only because they want to be able to produce even more of these shows that are super huge hits. Hell, even the founder went on record saying he wanted to take more risks with shows that no one would think would be possible to find that one diamond in the rough. That is how you take risks. Don't be doing this live game crap and be shoveling us the same shit over and over. I don't want it. We can get to the news now. First up in news, we have God of War with a confirmed release date. If you follow me on Twitter, we already knew about this a little bit ago in the week, but it is confirmed for April 20th, 4/20 of this year. This is way earlier than I expected. Probably going to be picking up that Stonemasons edition. Ooh, yeah. This is going to be the best Vikings game you're going to get in a long ass time. Xbox Game Pass is going to be including new releases such as Sea of Thieves and Crackdown 3 and what other exclusives they have on the horizon, if any. Ha! Got him! But seriously, it seems like Xbox is putting all their chips on this gamble, Xbox Game Pass, wanting it to work to push their games. I mean, granted, it is $10 a month, which is not bad at all. I'm just not a huge fan of the subscription service for extended play of games. I might use it for a month or two to try out some games I would otherwise not, but other than that, not a huge fan. At the end of a year, since it costs $10 a month, it costs you roughly the price of 2 full price games, but who pays full price for games anymore? I mean, if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. I haven't paid full price for games since 2015, and that's with me buying games on release day or within the month afterwards. It's very easy to get games cheaper than normal through PC gaming companies like Green Man Gaming or the Gamers Club Unlocked through Best Buy, pre-owned games, all that stuff. It's super easy to get brand new games and not have to pay $60 for it. Speaking of the price of games, Ubisoft is increasing the price of Rainbow Six Siege, a game that came out 2 years ago. Or they were gonna increase it, and now they're not gonna do it. But they kind of still are. I remember when games cost less 2 years after their release. Do you remember? Siege has gotten incredible post-launch support after the title was released, which is awesome, and I hope they continue to do in future games. That doesn't mean you get to bump up the price of the game. All versions except for the super base version, which no one should buy anyway because it is a massive grind, we're going to receive a price increase, but after a massive backlash, they're not going to be increasing the price of the base game, only the deluxe and super deluxe exclusive versions of the game. You were doing a fantastic job with this game, Ubi. I knew you'd find some way to fuck it up. On to another potential fuck up. Anthem has been delayed to at least March of 2019. Normally this would make me happy that they're delaying the game, you know, more time to work on quality, but reports are from within the studio, they're under a massive amount of pressure to get this game to deliver. If it doesn't deliver a huge hit for EA, make them gobs of money, it's basically that's it for BioWare, which is sad because they're a great developer. This EA is not how you nurture creativity. Your developer will be so strapped for time and stressed out that the product will reek of it in the end, and they will not take, you know, their vision to its fullest potential. Of course, afterwards, they'll blame the developer, disband them, and move on to the next victim, which is sadly probably going to be Respawn, the guys behind the old Call of Duties that were actually good, and the new Titanfall series, which is incredibly underrated. Speaking of closing down dev teams, my transitions are on point today. Paragon from Epic Games will be shuttering come April 26th. They were already pulling people from Paragon to work on the massive success that is Fortnite, so it was kind of a foregone conclusion. They are refunding any and all money spent on the game, which is a rare sign of goodwill nowadays. I can't speak to the quality of the game, except for it looked like a really good MOBA for people that didn't enjoy MOBAs, like myself. Also, the creative director of Epic Games said they would love to have Fortnite on Switch. I mean, I think this is just a pipe dream. Switch doesn't really have the power to handle that many people all together on one game, but I mean, we can always dream. Speaking of dreaming, Overwatch, one of my favorite games, is cracking down on toxicity. I say this is a dream because it really doesn't help. It always sprouts up in other places. But anyway, Jeff detailed in a developer update that they are proactively banning people in Overwatch. I shouldn't say banning, but taking action against them. So they'll basically seek out Twitch, YouTube accounts where people show this habit of having a toxic behavior in the game, throwing games and stuff like that. And they will essentially warn them, hey, you need to cut this shit out or we're gonna mute you and then ban you, instead of waiting for reports to come in. And I'm all for it. Really, it is the worst part of the game is the toxicity issue. The less, the better. And no, before you get up in arms about it, they're not handing out bans like candy to people that rage every once in a while, only to the habitual scum of the earth. Blizzard is also trying to create a better atmosphere around Hearthstone's competitive mode. They're basically making it so if you're a very high-ranked player, there's going to be less grind in between each season, and if you're a super casual player, the grind won't be, play a couple games and then you can't progress any further. They're giving you more leeway at the bottom and tightening it up a bit at the top. While I'm still a fan of Gwent's system more, at least Blizzard is making improvements in order to compete. Not much for movies this week, except for our first look at Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. As you can see here, she does not look like your stereotypical woman superhero, which I love. Why don't we do more of this? Brie Larson, I think, will do incredible in the role. She is a great actress, and who would have thought the chick from 21 Jump Street would be in this position? I never guessed that. In TV, Maisie Williams let slip the Game of Thrones will be returning in 2019, but more specifically, April of 2019. Now, this is just a rumor. She may not know the exact timing details that the executives and the producers know, but it is something to go off, and it makes sense because all previous seasons of Game of Thrones, except for the past one, season 7, has come around in that March-April timeframe. So now we got that to look forward to. A little bit of random news this week. Shadow of the Colossus, which is receiving its remake in the coming weeks, is getting a vinyl release of its soundtrack on IM 8-bit. If you haven't played the original, play this game. If you already did play the original, play it again. It is a damn fine piece of art. The biggest micro SD card in existence has been unveiled by Integral Memory. It is a whopping 512 gigabytes. That is 512 gigabytes in this thing right here. This little tiny thing, 512. The current format is designed to hold up to 2 terabytes, so there's still plenty of room to grow, but still, damn, dude, could you ever imagine that? And finally, something that hits a little close to home for me, and I'm sure a few others of my age, Toys R Us is shuttering about 182 stores across the US, including the one in my hometown. I will always remember going back there, picking up my little slip and taking it to the front to pick up my games. All the Super Soakers purchased there. I even exclusively purchased all my consoles there, except for one. It is sad to see toy stores like this go the way of the dodo, but it's the way of the world. As for releases this week, really not that much, except for the rare Switch re-release or a couple indie games here and there. But we do have UFC 3 releasing on February 2nd for PC, PS4, and Xbone. Not something I'll be playing since I've never really been a fan of sports games. The only ones I really buy are Super Mario Strikers. The last NFL game I bought was NFL Game Day 1999. Yes, I am old. As for me this week, I'll be a little bit more fluid than normal. It'll be mostly Overwatch and Fortnite. I'd love to play some Monster Hunter World if I can get my hands on it and get my system set up where I can play console games, but we'll have yet to see on that. Thursday, we'll be doing The Walking Dead again. Hopefully I can get my save state back up to the place where it was, because that was an issue where it didn't save my choices. I don't know why. Sunday, I will be off because, well, it's the Super Bowl. I like football, and I will be stuffing my face with delicious food and beer all day. Now, finally, for some shit I got this week, really not that much. I did pick up some new fans for my PC. I'm not going to show you them now, because I have a few more cosmetic upgrades coming, and I want to show off my build once it's completely finished. But anyway, they're Rgb Corsair Fans. I don't do the whole RGB rainbow vomit bullshit, but the thing about RGB that I love, You can choose a different color for your build any day of the week. You want to be green today? Awesome. You want to be purple tomorrow? Sick. You can change everything. Since I have a neutral build color, it works out pretty well. After we save up some more money, we'll probably be getting to a custom water cooling loop and maybe upgrading RAM if those prices ever drop. Please, dear Lord, let them drop. As always, links for all the stories and news can be found down below. I always find the best source possible. Most notably, it's usually the direct source or the closest thing to it. But with that said, thank you all for watching. Next week, same time, I'll catch you on the flip side.